Good morning, good evening, or good afternoon to everyone. I am here to just speak my mind on a few things that have been going on and popping up. It's been super crazy, but I, like many of you all, heard the news about the alleged side baby from Wendy Williams' husband, and I could not understand how there could be all this going on and a hot topic such as this is not entertained. At first, that's what I thought. I said, how could, Wendy, if any of this is true, if it's true, which we have seen a lot of receipts that seem to make it possible that the husband is allegedly cheating with this woman, Sharina or Nicola. For many years, we had the Daily Mail pull up some receipts, following them, showing them together. But of course, none of us have ever seen them being intimate, so it's all alleged at this point. Although the information seems pretty plausible in my opinion, but again, we have no facts of the full details. But Tasha K broke the news on Sunday about the alleged baby mama giving birth to Calvin Hunter's daughter, and she broke the news stating that she called the hospital, and the hospital confirmed that the lady was there, the baby mother was there, and the baby was there, and that the girl had used her real name. However, when she did her video, she gave the alleged room number where the baby mother was staying in the hospital, along with the name of the hospital and the bed number that the woman was supposed to be in. Now, I enjoyed Tasha K's video in terms of it being gossip, celebrity gossip. I thought it was really interesting. I did think that it didn't really add anything to the story in terms of stating, let's say, the hospital name or the room number. I was quite surprised in the moment that it happened, that she revealed the hospital name and the phone call. But afterwards, after that initial shock had worn off, I'm thinking to myself, like, okay, well, I mean, it's still a hospital, it has security. Anybody who wants can't just walk up into the hospital and go to this girl's room and be in her space or her face. I mean, they do have security. Although I saw like there were thousands of people watching at that time, and I'm sure thousands and thousands of more have watched. If it were me giving that wine, I might have not gave as much detail. But at the same token, we're talking about Wendy Williams and um, her husband and alleged baby mama or side baby mama, and you're talking about 2019 where people are very, very um, want to know every little detail possible. They just want that distraction, and they just want that gratification of knowing that they feel like they're living vicariously through the celebrities. But I really thoroughly enjoy Tasha K's style of her gossip style and the way she brings the gossip. Now, I don't know if everything is true or not true, um, you know, in terms of the stories, but in terms of just her style and the way she delivers her news and her stories, I find it absolutely entertaining. It's actually one of the things that I used to like about Wendy Williams years ago when she was on the radio. I enjoyed how raw and raunchy and in your face that she was with her mouth, even with Miss Jones. So it's not a Tasha K thing. Tasha K is not the first person to be so bold in the way she delivers or speaks, but I find it amazing. I find it amazing. I find it like, um, as long as it's not illegal or it's not doxing anybody, and anything that's beyond what's allowed in that atmosphere, in that genre, in terms of gossiping. I mean, you turn on these websites and they giving you a lot of details, information. The only difference is they're not YouTubers. They are, corporations and things of that nature. And we don't think twice when they give us information. We don't think twice when these magazines leak photos of celebrities after they've died or celebrities while they're sick. Tasha K isn't doing that. So, I mean, we've seen worse in terms of pushing the boundaries in reporting news. I remember when Whitney Houston had passed away, and we all thought she was going to be, at least I did, I thought she was going to be buried without anyone having laid eyes on her in terms of her being deceased, other than her family members. And I thought that was so respectful that people had adhered to the policy of not taking photos and things of that nature of this woman deceased. But as soon as it got close to burial time, I remember seeing her photo of Whitney in the coffin on newspapers and magazines and on the internet, because someone had taken the photo and possibly sold it or however that happened. So these types of businesses do push it to great limits. And I don't even know if that was legal or whatever have you. I don't know. But I have seen much worse. So all Tasha K is doing is delivering her news, her alleged news, whatever it is, with tons of personality and without any apologies. And I find it entertaining. So if it's meant to be entertaining, then yes, I'm entertained by it. Now, if she does something that I feel is not my cup of tea or not my glass of wine, guess what I can do? I cannot watch it. That's the beauty of your personal decision, your personal choices. But like I said, I haven't seen Tasha K do anything to that extreme. But when it comes down to gossip, you have so many venues doing gossip. I think Tasha K is just doing it well. She's doing it very well in terms of her lane. And I think people are very jealous of that and the fact that she's not holding any punches back. And maybe that's just too much for some people to understand. But again, if you don't like, don't watch. And that brings me to my point of and now I got this wine from Tasha with thousands and thousands and thousands, who knows, of others on, I believe, Sunday when I tuned in for that video, because she does these little posts where she tells you, got something coming for you. So I caught it after it had started, shortly after it had started. And so that's the first time I heard this news about the Wendy Williams' husband, alleged side chick, having the baby. And I couldn't say that I was surprised, because I seen the pictures and I heard other murmurs of she's pregnant. Then we didn't see her. We still haven't seen her. So I got it from Tasha K first. So I was just coming on here to say to myself, by the time Monday and Tuesday came around, I'm noticing that people are, delivering the story, but they're saying they got it from this place and they got it from that place and they got it from that place. And no one's wanting to just come right out and say, well, I watched Tasha K's video. No one is wanting to just come out and say, I got this from Tasha K and cite Tasha K as a source. Now, I'm not saying Tasha K is the only one on the planet that knew. Of course not. Okay, but she delivered this news on the weekend. And, Monday or Tuesday, it's already been out there and people have heard it. So why not credit her? If you're going to credit source A, how could you skip source, B, or vice versa? Is it jealousy? Perhaps it is, because why would you, even on the radio, they were saying they got it from and I don't care to name drop them, but my point is that Tasha K was very, very, very prompt with her delivery, entertaining with her delivery, and I believe she deserves to be cited, and pay your respect. Don't be jealous, But I guess it's like Every crocodile wants that first bite, right? And you don't want anything left for anybody else. But shout out to Tasha K. I've been watching her for a bit, and I do enjoy her style of delivery. And in terms of how Wendy Williams coming back, and shortly after she coming back to her show after being gone for I don't know how long. I don't even watch Wendy Williams' show like that. I might tune in once just to see what's going on in terms of what is she talking about, and I might last for about 5 minutes and I quickly turn off. Like, for example, when she had gotten ready to leave, when she had her arm in the sling, I tuned in a couple of times randomly, and I saw her, in my opinion, get allegedly more deteriorated, meaning that I watched her eyes were, it just was weird to me. And then when she had interviewed that rap group, I can't remember the name of the rap group, the old school rap group, and she was interviewing them and her words were slurring and she was just all over the place, and I was like, what is going on? So when she left, I was like, she needs a break. But then it was allegedly Graves' disease that was causing it and this and that. I'm like, this woman has had Graves' disease for many years, allegedly. So why would it be now, that also is Graves' disease? And at the same time, there was tons of rumors going on. So when Wendy came back, I did tune in briefly to that episode because I really wanted to see if she had seemed to be renewed in a positive way. I'm not talking about season one, I'm just talking about herself. And if she was going to be more honest about what's been going on. And no, she doesn't owe us anything. It's her life. But that comes with a big but. If your life is spent gossiping harshly and digging up and throwing everything but the name of God at people about their lives, it's not wrong for the public to have questions about her life, in my opinion. So when she came back and she showed her ring and said, well, I have the ring and this is my husband and I don't care what's being going on in the streets, just paraphrasing here, but that's my husband and I ain't taking this ring off ever. And I said to myself, well, that's your right to keep that ring on. And if he is allegedly having side babies on you and doing whatever he's doing to you, if he's allegedly assaulting you, if he's allegedly treating you less than a wife, and you're happy to keep that ring on and deal with it and get that bag, that's your right. But at the same token, you shouldn't be on your show in your fancy little seat dogging out other women, especially about drug use when it's come to light that you're living in a recovery house and you weren't even honest about that when you first came back. So you're really just living a double life, in my opinion, because you come back like all is great and your husband and everybody's great, but you're not even living at home with your husband. And you've apparently, allegedly, relapsed into whatever your forte is in terms of getting yourself high or whatever they call it nowadays. So I don't see it's fit that you have an Ask Wendy session, in my opinion. You shouldn't be giving out advice because clearly you might be needing some, in my opinion. I also don't think that it's right that you get on there and laugh at other celebrities who are having any types of issues, whether it's domestic violence, whether it's drugs, whether it's oops babies, as you called Nick Cannon's child. It's not right because you're literally ducking and diving under that wig of yours and disguising what's truly going on. So that's why I do not, and this is, I stopped watching it even way before this because I just felt like she was doing too much. All right. So this was just the icing on the cake for me, and I would much rather watch a Tasha K than Wendy because Tasha K is not sitting there and tons of news has come out on her, Tasha K, and we got pictures, of her and her husband or some type of crazy thing like that, and she's sitting there talking about, oh, I have the ring, so whatever, and not even addressing it. But that's Wendy's right, but I now have a right to my opinion. But now that we've come to the point where the news is out and people are still talking about it, this baby, it's like people want to see the baby. This baby is innocent. This baby that this allegedly Kelvin Hunter's baby's still innocent. Um, Now people are saying that it's alleged that the baby mama had many abortions throughout the years. Well, if she did, then maybe she had to have this baby. There's only so many abortions you can have before a doctor tells you what you're supposed to have the baby. I mean, I've heard that before. A woman has told me that, like, oh, I had to have that baby because I had, some previous abortions and things like that. So maybe she just had to have the baby. But the hateration that Tasha K is getting because she dropped this news is unbelievable. For example, I've seen several people talking about, oh, I'm done with Tasha. She should never gave the information. She should never gave the hospital's name. Okay, why do you let us know that you're done with her? Just be done with her. Just if you were subscribed, don't unsubscribe. If you were donating, don't donate. Like, why are you making it a big thing about you are done with her? And I've seen this one female on YouTube. She's supposed to be all about telling black women to vote with your feet and leave black men alone. But now, all of a suddenly, she sees Tasha K is blowing up beyond her wildest dreams, and she's literally using Tasha K's name in titles of her videos. First, she did a video saying that, oh, Tasha K did a HIPAA violation, and she did another video talking about how, um, she just can't believe and that she would do something like that, and she had no right to. And then I saw another video just earlier today where she's got Tasha K's name in the title, and so I'm guessing she briefly talked about her, but then she's talking about rappers that are with white women and how black women have supported them. I said, these YouTube streets are very, very thirsty because you're literally trying to build your entire name off of what? Going after the winos? Like, that's not going to work. That's one. Two, if you were done with her when you made the first video, why you now have a second and third with her name in your title so that you can get clicks and views? Yet you claim that you're super duper successful with your other channels and your businesses that you have off YouTube. So I won't be putting her name here because really um she's gonna be stuck where she's at for quite a while, and I think she's realized that, and therefore she's just using Tasha's name to get people to tune in to her. And she doesn't even like you to disagree with anything that she states, because I've watched briefly where she would curse. She's not supposed to be a classy lady that's going for Brad. Brad is her code name for going to the other side, her swirling. So she's going for Brad. But she turns into Shanae when you disagree with her. She's cursing and I don't give a F and this and that if you don't like what I said. So I had subscribed to her initially when I thought she was giving out business advice. I saw a video where she was telling me about paying down credit cards or something like that. So I'm not even knowing. I didn't go through her library. I just stumbled across and I'm like, okay, black woman giving business advice, advice about managing debt, things like that. Oh, this might be interesting. So I subscribe, and next thing I know,